Cloud9 now in control over the Drake area. Cage coming down. Vagar trying to zone. Rift Herald's alive. Everybody go top and get Rift Herald. Just bringing that over to the side of Cloud9.
Right back into the lantern.
You just experienced some of the excitement and energy of esports, which engages millions of fans worldwide. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Don Mordecai. I'm the National Leader for Mental Health and Wellness for Kaiser Permanente, and I'm joined by Jack Etienne, who is the CEO of Cloud9, one of the largest and most respected esports organizations in the world. Hey, Jack, how's it going?
Doing great. It's great to see you.
Tell me something. What is the point of Cloud9 joining up with Kaiser Permanente on something like this? Like it seems like a little bit of a head scratcher.
Well, you might think so, but if you think about the life that my athletes live in, that they are practicing 8+ hours a day. They've got millions of viewers at these large events that are watching them perform. It actually takes a mental toll on our players. And we, in the past, went out there to provide tools for them to manage this. We hired sports psychologists. We hired strength trainers. We've hired, even PT people to help tune up their body. But a huge part of what we do is the mental game. And when Kaiser Permanente came to us with this idea of joining forces with us, it was a no-brainer. It was something I latched onto, and I just felt like, wow, what an incredible partnership for Cloud9 to venture on.
Let's set some context. 1 in 6 United States youth aged 6 to 17 experience a mental health condition in any given year. 50% of these conditions begin by age 14 and 75% of age 24. And COVID has had a significant impact on people's mental health, especially youth. Recent surveys by the CDC showed an increase in symptoms of both anxiety and depression in the United States between April and June of 2020 versus 2019. And a higher percentage of young people 18 to 24 said they had seriously considered suicide, as high as 25%. At the same time, gaming and esports are a positive way for young people to stay connected during COVID. Together, we created Presence of Mind and announced this multi-year initiative with Jack and Cloud9 last May. Our focus is simple, but challenging. We want to reduce the stigma around mental health and encourage teens and young adults to prioritize their well-being. At its core, Presence of Mind is about behavior change. Our goal is to see if a narrow focus on a specific community of gamers can drive longer-lasting changes.
It was really critical to bring in Kaiser Permanente into our community and craft programs together so that it would make sense to our fans. That's the only way to deliver a message that our fans will actually listen to. This is how Presence of Mind came to life. We started with mental health trainings for Cloud9 players and staff. We've been working on a new content series on Twitch, and we're kicking off our moderator training and engagement program.
I think it's just been going terrifically well so far. And I know that at the beginning, when we were looking at Cloud9, it was exactly what you said that made it interesting to us. Was like, oh, here's an esports organization, team that cares about total health, mind, body, spirit. This is an interview-style talk show addressing topics affecting the gaming community, including stress, prioritizing self-care, and building resiliency. The key here is the power of personal stories to help break down stigma. We know that they help young people share issues and work through issues in a way that is meaningful and allows them to prioritize their own mental health.
Mental health is an issue that we can all get better at. I think it's something that nobody's immune to. The most successful people in the world go through these same stresses. You can ask, champions and sports, doctors, people at the highest levels. They all go through this. So I think if you're sitting there watching this and thinking, I'm the only one or something along those lines, you're definitely not.
We're only 3 episodes into our season, but we're already seeing a steady increase in viewership. Cloud9 has highly engaged viewers. Our community watches about 30 minutes to an hour of each broadcast was actually quite significant. We created short videos of our players modeling good behavior. One of the first was two of our players actually complimenting each other rather than insulting or what we call flaming each other, which is more common to gaming.
Hi guys, this is Sven from Cloud9 here, and today we're complimenting our teammate in support of positivity and mental health.
So glad to wake up every day to play with someone like you. You know, like, your gameplay is just, mwah, you know. So
You can see the guys kind of working their way around, like, oh, I'm going to say something nice now instead of flaming my teammate, you know, and that's fun to watch. But then there's also the very serious element that you said, and I think combining, you know, sort of seriously looking at stigmatizing language and making a commitment to reducing that, combining that with a sort of positive, fun angle, can make for a more meaningful way of expressing it to people.
Seeing my players that sit there and try and figure out ways to say nice things about each other was really enjoyable, and our community is actually loving it. The first compliments video has been viewed over 30,000 times.
Can you tell us how these trainings have been put into practice?
The mental health trainings for Cloud9's League of Legends team and staff were very important as a first step. We knew that in order to talk to our community about these issues, we actually had to take the training for ourselves. We actually had to live our values. So training really, honestly, has exceeded my expectations. We are more aware of the language people use to stigmatize mental health conditions. We have tools and practices we all can use to support our own mental health and wellness. Feedback from our League of Legends team and our coaches was actually quite fantastic. It's not an easy conversation to have, especially in a community that's not used to opening up and being vulnerable. But you know, we at Cloud9 want to set a path for all esports athletes that it's okay to talk about it.
So, Jack, let's talk about our news of the day, which is the new Moderator program. I'm still learning all kinds of things about gaming and esports, but as I understand it, moderators have a really important role to play here.
The moderator job, it's tough. They've literally seen it all, but it's also really fun because they get to be really close with that community. And additionally, one of the really important things that we wanted to focus on is often the moderators are some of the first people to see cries for help from our community, and they can identify people that might be reaching out and looking for some help, and they can reach out and give vital information to these people that need help, and they can be like the first person to really call attention to someone that needs some help.
This summer, we held a moderator listening session to learn about their pain points and hear how they navigate a range of mental health-related issues. And this helped us create a training curriculum specific to the mod community. That's why we're also working with the Public Goods Project to see what impact the program will have on the Cloud9 community. We want to move the gaming community from being complacent about their mental health to prioritizing it. We want people to have empathy and become allies for those with mental health conditions, and it's especially important now during COVID-19. For anyone interested in our program, check out our Presence of Mind site. Thank you so much, Jack, for joining me. There is so many exciting things that we can do as we tackle this issue together.
There is no better time for an initiative like this. Esports has an opportunity now to set an example for conduct in this growing industry, and we really have a responsibility to do so. If we can use Presence of Mind to raise the mental health awareness, we really cannot miss this chance. And I hope that next year that we can actually take this program to the fans in person. There's nothing like the feeling of actually being with a fan, shoulder to shoulder, screaming for the teams that we love, and I hope we can get there soon.